Well, Justin Rose, just behind your right shoulder is a silver trophy. And there are lots of names on that trophy. Ben Hogan, Bobby Jones, Jack Nicklaus, Lee Trevino, Tiger Woods. And, well, actually, not yet because it's not been engraved, but very shortly, Justin Rose. It's the US Open trophy. How does it sound to be called the US Open champion?
It sounds phenomenal, to be honest with you, and childhood dreams coming true. Absolutely, I've been dreaming about winning a major since I was a young kid, and I've probably always believed that I could and should win a major, but not until you finally lift one do you know that you're good enough. And there's many careers that go. Many great careers that have come and gone without someone being lucky enough to lift one of the four majors. So I feel very fortunate as well to have had that happen in my career, and almost have it happen so soon in my career, which sounds weird to say because I've been a pro 15 years, but really only in the last 2 or 3 years have I felt ready to win a major. So it's now nice that it's out of the way, and I can really focus on maybe trying to get a few more of them.
Well, you said there's a lot of great golfers who haven't won a major, and yes, you've been around a long, long time, but you're still only 32 years old, and I would suggest just about reaching your prime.
Yeah, I sat down a while ago and I really thought about my career and where I was, and I felt that, at 30, I felt like one of my biggest strengths was experience. So I said, okay, well, let's really make your experience count. In the next 10 years, 30 to 40, let's really try and see what you can achieve in this game. If it doesn't happen now, if it doesn't start happening now, it's really never going to happen. You can't keep putting things down to experience. There comes a time where you have to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. And I really realised that was going to be for me between 30 and 40. And I've been lucky enough that it has seemed so far, seems to have worked out that way since turning 30. Well, actually, I think I won on the PGA Tour at 29, but literally since winning my first event on the PGA Tour, it's been a nice, solid, consistent run where I seem to be improving, it's been great.
Oh, well, I was going to say that. I mean, the career's hardly been shabby prior to this, but I think particularly from the moment you pulled off those miraculous shots in the Ryder Cup, you've just not looked back.
Yeah, that was big for me. I think the Ryder Cup it's an arena and an environment that you really feel you're at the height of sport, meaning that it's a pressure cooker, and it's just you're having to dig deep on every shot, and to bring out your best golf in that situation, that's when you learn a lot about yourself, and it's a lot when you learn that you really are cut out for it, or you can do it. So I think that certainly helped me feel so calm. I feel as calm as I did at Merion, and like you said, after there's been a couple key moments for me after the Ryder Cup. One was winning the Turkish World Match Play tournament, and I beat guys head to head, beat Westwood and Hunter Mahan and Tiger, head to head, and again that was another real good confidence builder. And then the Dubai World Championship, I was 2 ahead playing the last hole. Hit a great drive, a great 3-wood on the green, and almost an impossible 2-putt, but 2-putted, and I thought I'd won the tournament. Again, I hit the shots when I needed to. I didn't know that Rory was going to birdie the last 5 to beat me, but nevertheless, I did what I had to do in the moment. So there'd been a few steps leading up to that US Open.
Now, we mentioned the Ryder Cup. Obviously, that was part of an amazing British summer of sport last year with the Olympics and the Tour de France, and we're carrying on this year, aren't we? It looks like we're going to win the Tour de France again. Wimbledon, you were there, weren't you, at the Wimbledon final, the Lions, and now Mr. J. Rose winning the US Open as well. What's happening?
Yeah, I mean, people were talking about it's going to be a big letdown this year. The Olympics obviously captured everyone's imagination. I think everyone was just surprised how fantastic the Olympics was and what a great host London was. So it was definitely going to be a big act to follow. But so far, so good anyway. It's been a fantastic summer of sport, and I think the weather seems to have cooperated this summer. There seems to be a very good vibe and goodwill and good energy within British sport right now. And it was a treat to be at Wimbledon. The first time I'd been there, and to do it right, to do it in the Royal Box was obviously probably the biggest incentive I've had for winning the US Open, or the biggest treat from winning the US Open. So, and to watch Andy break the spell there at Wimbledon as I'd maybe broken the English spell at Merion, it was a cool moment. Some similarities, but I guess the Wimbledon relates a lot more to the Open Championship than it does anything else. So hopefully he's teed me up to carry on the run, but. It's just really good. It's just good to be home as well. I mean, I've been spending 3 or 4 weeks at home now. It's home, logistically is America. We live there, spend all the time there. But when you come back here with so many friends and families, it just does really feel very good to be back.
Yeah. Now, what does it take to win a major? I mean, we've already said a lot of great players haven't won a major. A lot of players who haven't necessarily gone on to have great careers have got it dead right for 4 days and won a major. But that perhaps is a little bit too simplistic to say that anybody, if they get it right, can win a major. What is it that you need to do to win a major?
Well, I've always thought with a major you need everything. A major tests every part of your game. At some point during the week you're going to be tested in the biggest, hardest way you can imagine. Whether it's the belief, or whether it's the putting stroke, or whether it's your short game. And I just think the way majors are set up, especially the US Open, it's set up to really test your game, and there's no sort of hiding. If you have a weakness, it typically will get exposed in a major, and that's the way I've always felt about it, and that's the way I've kind of always felt that guys who practice hard, work hard, really dedicate themselves, I think they have the best chance in majors, because that's where there comes a time where you are so nervous, you don't know what to do with yourself, and it just literally, you need to trust your training and just let it go. And I think that for me is the way I approach them, and the way I sort of rationalize what I do in the gym and what I do on the practice ground.
Nevertheless, a lot of people have won a major. It can be done. People can have a sort of a purple patch, can't they, and get it dead right. How would you become a serial major winner? Now that really sort of sorts the men from the boys, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, there have been some one-hit wonders, absolutely, and the world of golf is strong and the depth is there, and if you look at European Tour, PGA Tour especially, 80, 90 guys can win a tournament any given week. So if someone gets hot, they get hot. But to do it repeatedly, that's a process that works, and that's now my goal and my challenge. But it's a little bit about what I say. It's the motivation. It's not sort of winning one and thinking, wow, that's my quest over. It's really refocusing, adapting, and moving on from there.
And you have the belief because you've done it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can do it.
Yeah. I've always dreamed about winning the Open Championship, and I've always thought that I had a great chance to win at the Masters, because I feel like it's a course I feel good on. So to have the US Open tucked away already kind of is one that I never really thought much about being my first or being the one I should win. So I have a good period of time now to really focus in on some of the other majors. And I mean, the dream of a career Grand Slam, for example, it's once you win your first major, obviously you need something to aspire to, and there's very few players who have ever done that, and that takes you from being just a great player to being one of the greats of the game. And I mean, that's as big as goal as you'd ever need right there. And for me to achieve that, it's going to take a pretty single-minded approach, but I also believe in balance in life as well. I've got a great family, and I think since becoming a dad and a father, I feel like the perspective and the well-roundedness that's given me has helped me play my best golf. So really going forward as well, just sort of balancing the newfound status in the game with the family life, and just getting a really good balance.
I tell you what, one of the good things about you winning the US Open is it stops everybody banging on about Birkdale when you were 5.5 years old.
That is true.
It's true. But nonetheless, the Open is just around the corner, and I think I'm right in saying that was your best performance at the Open over all these years. It must be something now with your renewed belief that you want to get in the bag.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it makes no sense that my best performance was as a 17-year-old, and I've had my chances. I mean, at Muirfield in 2002, I was tied for third going into the final round, and I actually felt at Turnberry in 2009 as well. I don't know where I finished. I may have finished 12th or something, but I really felt like I played well enough to win, and on Sunday just couldn't buy a putt, and I was a lot more in the tournament than my results suggested.
Sure.
So there's been moments where I've had my chances, and also with the Open Championship, you are subject to the vagaries of the draw, more so than any other tournament.
And the weather.
And the weather, exactly. If you're on the wrong side of the draw, and there's a good half with weather-wise versus a bad half, it can separate the field a lot. And I think 2010, 2011 for sure is on the wrong side both times. And,
well, you mentioned, I mean, you've had lots of tournaments and lots of Opens where you've had a great 3 days.
Yeah.
Maybe now, having had a great 4th day at Merion will make the difference.
Well, I feel a much better closer of tournaments, and there was a period of time where I was finding it hard to sort of get the job done, to put four together and close out leads and stuff like that. But I've worked hard on my Sunday performances, and I think maybe even last year in the PGA Tour I was in the top 3 or 4 of Sunday scoring average, and I feel my game is a lot more well-rounded now to put 4 solid rounds together. And that's, I think, what happened for me at Merion, is that I didn't have the hot round or the high round. I just had 4 solid, good rounds of golf. I mean, I shot everything between 69 and 71, so it was very
pretty consistent.
Small, very small margins there. And I think that is where I've made improvements in my career for sure.
Well, can't be greedy. US Open's nice to have in the bag, but you are British. The Open, I guess, is the ultimate.
It is. It's the one that I've dreamed more about. It's the one that I've held the putt on my putting green, at my local club 1,000 times to win.
You're not going to do a better 4-iron.
No, I'm not going to do a better 4-iron. So but I've already been up to Muirfield, and I've just seen the stage. And I sent a tweet out saying the stage is set, because there's no better walk in golf than the 18th of an Open Championship. And this year at Muirfield it's looking more special than any other year that I can remember. The stands seem to go for much longer down the hole. The clubhouse sits perfectly in the background, and it is just a majestic walk. And 7 p.m. on a Sunday night with the lead in the Open, walking down there would, already sort of gives you the shivers. And that would be a special moment. As I've always said, winning a major, beggars can't be choosers, but if you've got your first one out the way now, if you were to be picky, this would be a pretty special one.
Well, good luck. Let's hope you do it.
Thank you.